There's only 2 people that we don't charge for food, is his grandparents. His grandma and his grandpa. And they still,
money. I hate it on this. Who put this $20 bill over here? And it's there, you know? Hello, I'm Ed Rivas, and this is Stephanie Gutierrez, and we are What's That You're Cooking. I used to be a receiver at Smart Final, and then in that time I was at Smart Final, I got hungry, and I asked my grandma if she'd teach me how to make pupusas. And she said, like, basically, like in Spanish, eat shit to me, and that I should make them on my own. And then 2 weeks later, grandmother hit me up. She's like, you want to learn or not? And I was like, yes, you know. So I went grandma's house. Grandma showed me how to like do all the making, and then started telling people at work, and then I would sell them. And then one day, work was being super rude to me. They were treating me like a number, and I woke up one day and I never went back.
I just noticed that my husband was doing so well of like selling to his coworkers, and so that's kind of how that started back in 2013. So when we did start and when we got into the brewery in Lakewood, I remember this time there was this group of guys. They came up and they were looking at our setup and ordered food, and then they came back, and they were so wasted. So he was like, yeah, your food's good and all, but you're never gonna survive. But I was so offended, I wanted to tell him off. But I really took in what he said. He's like, well, yeah, I work with the health department, and he gave me his card. And he's like, look at your setup. Like, look at what you have, like this. And I was like, well, I don't know anything. I just had like one table, a tent, our grill, and like one cooler to like keep stuff in. We didn't have what you're supposed to have, you know? So we went forward and got our permits. We got into a kitchen, and we got the ball rolling. Nobody knew who we were. We were this little food tent from Orange County. Around that time, 2018, 2019, we had this beautiful kitchen that we rented anyways, like by the hour. So we're like, dude, why don't we do some cooking classes? Because I always told my husband, I'm not Salvadorian, but I always told my husband I want to be something other than just a caterer. Like, I want to be part of the community. I want to help people. I want to have my success build up other people's successes. So we started these pupusa making classes in our old kitchen, but it was so much fun. And then fast forward, 2020 hit, and I got an alert on my phone, everything shut down. Things started getting worse. So people started staying home and cooking for themselves, and a lot of people were getting sick, people were dying. So like, we honestly didn't know what to do. We couldn't afford the kitchen anymore. We couldn't afford the permits. So we did the best thing we could do and the safest way possible for people to support us, and we started doing pickups from my house. We were open probably Monday through Sunday because we were scared we weren't able to pay our bills.
Once COVID hit, you had to change the way you did business. And like, everything went social, everything. So even our cooking classes, we evolved. Everything went to online cooking classes. I'm an Orange County kid. I wanted other people to know, like, I wanted people to see our culture and smell our culture. For us, the name was everything. My grandpa made fun of me with the name. And then one day someone came in the truck and like, what's that you're cooking? What is that smell? And I told my grandpa, that's why I did it, because in this place, we have to teach people about our culture. Everyone thinks we're all Mexican. So like, if you're Salvadorian and you see the folk art on the truck, you know it because you grew up with that. They say in the city of La Palma that people believe in a better future, a brighter future. And that's why they chose like the logos like we do it. So incorporate name, culture, and food, you know? And so that's what I was trying to do, and it's working, you know? They always give like the respect more to like the ladies that make the by hand tortillas. But you know, when I'm in Windows of Salvador, I got to see all these women, bro. Like, but it was an art to see them all doing their different thing. It's crazy. In El Salvador, it's more like a system. One person forms the ball, one person smashes the ball, one person throws it on the grill, and one person cooks them. You know, it was cool to see the little, you know, all those people working hard over the. And look at that, every time by hand, baby. There's no other way.
Well, this food means to me is extending my husband's culture to other people and spreading knowledge to myself and other people. In our classes or when people come to visit us, sometimes, their mother has passed on or their grandmother never taught them from El Salvador. So I feel like this food means home. There was a girl in our cooking class and her mom had just passed away. And she had tagged us on Instagram, not knowing, she was very quiet in the class, and then not knowing that my husband made an impact by showing her what her mom couldn't as being a Salvadorian girl. So that was a big joy. I think the biggest joy also is when his grandparents come and they're so proud of him and us, and they embrace it.
The goal is to, of course, have a restaurant where people can come and have families come and eat. I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud that my grandma taught me. And it's like a due diligence of myself to like represent my grandparents. And like, that's why I say like, I want to see them like be at my restaurant. I want to feed them, you know what I mean? And hopefully that goal is met. But like I said, everything you want the most is the hardest thing to get,
So after like all the chaos, and at the end of the day, we're just happy to be here, making an impact.